Welcome to my channel. I want to do a quick startup demo. We may have a couple of viewers having difficulty getting either on their computer, which they may have a computer that doesn't support RStudio, or also just having difficulty, for example, importing the CSV file into their solution. So you notice on my desktop, I created a folder. So I'm going to show you how to create a project. And in that folder, I have three things that I moved. Notice I put in the student.csv dataset in there. And I put in a useful libraries bio, which is not really that important for this particular project. And then I actually put in my R solution. But you're going to just start your project with just the student CSV file in your folder on your desktop. You won't have a solution yet, and you won't need these libraries quite yet. So now, what would we do to get RStudio, our project, into that folder, where we go and we launch RStudio, and we go up to the top of the taskbar, and I'm going to create a new project, and I'll get the new directory indicator, new project, and then I'm going to choose on the desktop. You notice that it's going to put the project on the desktop into a folder that I name. And since I've already created the folder that I want, I'm just going to put project1-demo, which is on the desktop already. So let's create that project. And let's just go ahead and take a quick look and see where we have it in the folder. Now I have a project in the folder that I can begin to use in order to write some code. So the next thing that we're going to do in this particular case then is we're going to, actually you can see that it's launched my R solution for the particular project one that you're working on. And you notice that these are the first couple things that you were asked to do, was to import a package and then add the libraries to your project. But what I really want to focus on is the very last phase, which is the the student CSV bio. How do you get that in? Well, notice it is already in the project folder. So I don't have to go search for it. I don't have to put a long string of file indicators as to where to find the data set. I put it in the folder, so it's right there. And so I have very simple syntax now. I'm just going to do read.csv, student.csv, my file name, header true, meaning there are 501 and the variable names have headers. And I'm going to just run this one line of code because it seems to be the one that's most difficult. And then let's just take a look at stu. And so there is the file. You can ignore the red warning in this particular case. That's just an Excel eccentricity. Excel probably wants some kind of terminal indicator on the end of the file, which I haven't bothered to put in, but the file is in. And then you can see the variable names as well as the few records that are in the file. So again, this should get you going to be able to do what you need. I don't need to install the packages. For example, the library I can add if I go over to packages and scroll down to the B's, I will see a check mark next to the VCD package because I added the library to it. And then now I'm just going to add my two vectors, sales and temperature, and then I'm going to create a data frame. So, but I mostly wanted to show you how to get the student.csv file into the project. That seems to be the most difficulty people have, as well as showing you how to put a new project on the desktop. And it makes it very, very simple for you to navigate at that point in time. Thank you for joining me today.